Hello, my name is Leo Bowen, and I'm going to be describing the IEP process for parents and guardians. First, let's talk about parents and guardians' involvement in IEP processes and meetings. Consent has to be given from parents to initiate any IEPs, any IEP team meetings, or any special education services. Parents are invited and encouraged to be a part of said IEP meetings to discover what problems may lie with the student, whether it's at-home problems, educational problems, so there can be a proper plan and instruction put in place for that student to help them advance and develop properly. So let's talk about referral. So referral is usually done by school personnel. It can happen by parents. It really just depends on the student, the school, and it can be done by any school personnel. So the evaluation itself is meant to collect information on the specific student's functional, developmental, and academic skills, and where they place at their grade level, um, all the skills that pertain to them and their certain grade and how they're going to advance and whether they are eligible for special education services. So now let's talk about eligibility. So again, that's reviewing whether or not that affected student with a disability, whether it's a specific learning disability or a physical disability, it's determining whether or not they are eligible to receive a special education service or a specialized individual instruction or an IEP. Now let's talk about the components of the IEP process itself. So first you have a free appropriate public education, better known as FAPE. Um, you have a least restrictive environment. You have the referral process itself, the evaluation process, the eligibility determination, which talked about is determining whether or not they're eligible for said services. Um, the IEP, the parent and student involvement, sorry. Um, Quarterly progress monitoring, which is basically just educators making sure that making sure that they are marking down whether the students are meeting their goals that are set for them in the IEP. If there are any goals set, usually they are, or if they're not meeting them. Um, and then annual review process, which is similar to the quarterly progress monitoring, but the annual review process has to do with all the educators coming together in a meeting, or everyone who is a part of the IEP team meeting coming together to review the student's plan, program, and to see what was met, what was not met, and what they need to improve on or do for the next upcoming year. There's also procedural safeguards, and then prior written notices, which is basically talking about if a parent's request is denied, then the school is required to send out a written notice to that parent. And then there's related services, which would be an outside service given from the school to help a student with a disability, like physical therapy or speech language pathology. So let's go and talk about the expectations for ongoing communication between educators, school, and the parent and guardian. So, as an educator, we need to continue to have an open line of communication with the parent and guardian and allow them to have access to knowing that what is going on with their student if they need be. Um, Again, that is also what that quarterly progress report is for. That is what the annual review process is for. But um, leaving an open line of communication to where the parent can address concerns they may have. Maybe they're doing their homework at home and they see the same thing happening that was happening before the IEP. So situations like that can help ease the parent and guardian's mind and overall help the educator and the school help the student if we know that that's going on at home well as well. Um, and lastly, let's talk about some of the ethical responsibilities that educators have um, when it comes to just being an educator and dealing with the IEP process. So you never want to leave any information of any IEP student laying around anywhere that can be seen by anybody. Um, you want to keep that information confidential. The only people that should know about it are the people in the IEP meeting and the parents, obviously. Um, there should be no way to access it whatsoever. Uh, you need to try to make any IEP student feel as though they are not left out, not exiled in their own classroom just because of an IEP student. Um, uh, do your best to adjust, adjust as much as you can, because at the end of the day, we have a responsibility to the students, all students, um, and regardless of what they need, we have to, as educators, learn and grow and continuously make a positive environment where everybody can learn and be around each other and communicate and learn those social and developmental and functional skills that they're going to need um, outside of school. Thank you.